This is War Over Toilet Paper, and this is our spoiler discussion of
Vikram!
Okay, let's just start with all the big spoilers that happened. The opening. It opens with Kamal Hassan dying, or at least like pretend dying. And that was such a fucking ballsy opening. I loved it. In all Lokesh Kanagaraj's movies, the prologue was always like interesting. Like in Master, you had like your like entire Vijay Sethupathi backstory. In Nagaram, you show how all the characters are connected. In Kaidi, I forgot. In
Kaidi, it starts out like with the police officers having a party, and you think like, oh, it's normal, I guess. Then one by one, they start like fainting, and
like it establishes the basic plot, and
he follows that like very old-fashioned like title drop thing, which is that till the movie story starts, it's not the movie. So till then, the titles don't come.
Yeah, and it's so cool.
Very good.
Here it was so cool where it's like big
one
blast.
leg like falls to the side, and it says Vikram. It's
Yeah. And it was like genuinely shocking. Like I like the first time I was shocked, and the second time I was seeing other people's reactions. It was like it's pretty
very fun. Then the second thing is you find out the
role like Fahad Fasil has. Like in the trailer,
Yeah,
at least
that's
it
what, like-
definitely pretends like he's one of the villains.
like the trailer, not even the villains for me. The trailer definitely shows it off like three characters who are going to collide somehow.
Yeah.
More than like heroes and villains, it makes us look like that. Then when the movie starts out proper from his point of view, and the movie continues like a traditional narrative with normal characters and these big stars playing the roles of these normal characters, it's a genuine surprise. I mean, like, yeah, Loki makes like great movies and stuff, but with triple starters, you would think that it would kind of subvert the normal like narrative template and be like, oh, we need to give this guy screen time, that guy screen time, and this screen time and all of that. But the movie actually has a very consistent narrative arc where Fahad is the protagonist. It starts with him. It also ends, it doesn't end on him, but his arc, he has the biggest and most like
Definitive
full
arc.
definitive arc of all the characters, and it makes sense because it is from his POV, the story. It is him investigating this ghost of a man who died in the opening, Vikram. And like he's finding out all these facets of his character, what he may have been doing, what he probably is doing and stuff.
And how he's the part of his own organization. And he's the first
He
pilot
is
batch
the
of
original.
OG batch.
Of the Black Squad. I think what I really liked is how, now I realize it, I guess, but if you showed this movie to anybody, literally with no context, it would still work like any normal narrative.
With the Fahad Fasil arc, there's also his love story, which they did not reveal at all, and that was actually very sweet. And like how she's like this guy is like this guy is also like a ghost because his job is also that, and he wants to like his entire profession is just to get something,
like get into places,
and get
anonymously
the shit done,
hide,
and without any
create
rules
like
or
havoc.
anything.
No rules, no regulations, like full-fledged freedom, and they won't be remembered. They have no names, etc., etc.
And like he has like this one person who is with him, and she also doesn't know anything, and their entire relationship is based on the fact that she doesn't know anything about him. And like they have only a few scenes, but the way they establish it is very sweet. And like that one trait of her never asking, they use it in a neat way where first it's like, oh, I'll break up the day. Like she constantly keeps saying like, oh, I'll break up the day you.
Very like, I love how like it's such an obvious setup, and Fahad also goes like, wow.
And then like even on the wedding when he does not show up, and how like then he's like, we'll just get married here at this point. And that I really like that cut to, and it's like, this fucking random.
And then and like in the basement starts, with drinks, that's very, very neatly cut.
That man seems so sweet and cool. I like that.
I love how like when his friends come in, he goes like, we got married, and he goes machi, and it's very sweet.
I didn't have that in my dub, so.
How sad. But yeah, that was really well done. I think both the kind of like female characters in this movie, I mean, fuck, what am I saying? Both. Like the three female characters in this movie did not have so much like immense screen time or character development, but they were treated and like dealt with fairly well, I think. Yeah.
They were given enough screen time and all that. And like she becomes the biggest part of Fahad's arc, where she's the one person he has, and she gets
she gets a headache. She her head.
Oh, that's all. She wants to go topless.
Hey. She kind of lost her mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is genuinely horrible moment in the movie.
Yep.
Because till then, you're watching the movie like, oh, it's violent, it's cool, very fun, nice. And then when you see like she's being held by Vijay Sethupathi and he's like, Solly baby, and all of that shit, you're like, he'll run and get her. Because the music, it's so cleverly cut, where it's cut with that like rising action of like Agent Tina appearing and she's fighting everybody, and you see Fahad Fasil running, and then she dies and the music slows down and you see Fahad also slowing down. And when he comes into the car and you think like, okay, the car's going to be empty, there's going to be a note, or there's going to be like a hand or like a ring finger or a ring or something. It is her body just without the head.
It
just
is
like
so fucked. Like till then you see consequences, like you see violence and all that happening, but you actually like, this is the one character there's a lot of emotional investment you had, and she gets fucked. Like it is so
off-screen fuck. Like
oh
mean.
My god. Holy shit. Like
very effective. And I love how after that he just starts like wailing and all of the very nice, very well done.
So well done, because like it's like if someone else does it, like some other goon of Vijay Sethupathi does it, it feels like whatever. But you see Vijay Sethupathi as this like your outside image of him is like this charismatic fun guy, and even in this movie they show him as a funky villain, whatever, and you scream for him when he shows up, and suddenly it's like, oh, he's villain. He's very serious villain, very scary. Oh shit. And that was very fucked. And then Fahad's arc into becoming the masked man and like going.
Oh, that is so fucking well done. Yeah. I love that like he knows what action scenes to show and what not to show. Because when Fahad breaks into Jose's house, right, and he executes him, that entire fight and scene. Very nice. I love how he's just like, look here, all that. Very fun, very neat. But then before that, you see like all the black masks like come in, and then all they see are bodies like lying around, like all the guards. And that implication alone is enough to see that like, oh wow, this one guy got so mad. Yeah. He wiped them out. He went in and he broke the guy. Like he took proper revenge on him.
And you see that even the police officer is not like some weak guy. He's like, oops. He also fights back properly. He lifts like Fahad up and all that.
Yeah.
And
I love how when he pulls the knife handle off.
Yeah, that was fun.
Very funny. The movie has a great sense of humor.
And then he fucking stabs it inside.
Yeah, very good.
Very cool.
Pretty violent and very, very good.
I will do like Fahad's arc now. We'll do Vijay Sethupathi.
With Vijay Sethupathi, he has the least arc.
Coolest intro though.
Coolest intro for sure.
Like
banger intro.
Like shoots the like the police thing. The way the like auto just like trips off. It's so cool. Like and he has that power of
I love that sound effect. It's like crystals like shattering. Yeah, very, very nice. And I love that like eye thing too. He goes like.
The way he just like fucking without shit is just like he just like starts out.
Yeah, he lies down like this. And he gets up.
So cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. But he has the least arc in this movie. Him and Kamal, we'll get to Kamal later, I guess. But they both have the least arcs in the movie. And the first time I saw it, I thought perhaps it's a minor criticism, even though I enjoyed the fuck out of the movie. So the lack of an arc didn't really like affect it. But now that I've seen it a second time, I can say that it's fine that they both don't have an arc, because Fahad is the main character and these are two other like big figures that show up in the story as well, who share screen time. So I'm fine with them like not having an arc.
For Kamal's case, it feels more like his arc happened before the film started.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're just seeing the after effects of it.
Yeah. And you see some small details through like Fahad's investigation, like, oh, how was he, what happened here and there. And that is enough of a thing for you to understand him.
But in Vijay Sethupathiy's case, not much of an arc, but he still gets like a really, really good fucking, like, that scene where, oh my god, there's a bomb. We need to evacuate. And he's walking around like, and everyone's walking around. It's all very goofy and funny and all of that. And they're the minute they go upstairs, he goes like, bomber, everyone runs outside, you know, and he's like, is everyone out? And you can tell that like this threat of like this Rolex guy burning his family down is really getting to him. He's not just some like cold calculating like, I am a villain. That he's like, I like this people, because he's still in the house, like, is everyone outside? And then that one guy is like, kakusla irken, and then it blows up and you think like, funny, haha guys. But then I love that shot. It's there in the trailer too, where he turns around with all the dust of his like lab and house and everything on him.
Very good. I think that is the biggest like emotional moment that happens to him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like that, like, the most obvious trait for a villain is like, he doesn't care about anyone in his people.
Yeah, but he's a family man here. Yeah.
He likes
he has like
family.
3 wives too. He really likes family.
Fucking that joke. He's like, I want to sit on the right side, but you always make me sit on the left. Heart.
Where is the heart?
Very well.
Smooth.
Even the jokes when he was doing the doctor thing was also funny.
Yeah. Like, it's very, very good sense of humor this movie has. Like, sharp wit. Very funny.
And
one of the best members of his gang, Mr. I don't have the equivalent, but really big version of this. Yeah, this character, sick. Very, very fucking fun. When you see him introduced, you're like, funny. He went to like a meeting and funny. But then he starts doing it throughout the movie. He just shows up and he goes like...
I love how all these people have like their own like set of power-ups. Like, this is this guy's like main ability. So funny. And I was going to talk about like Vijay Sethupathi thing is that like the most arc he has is like he goes from being like, I don't care, I'm a cool villain, no one can ever go against me, and suddenly he starts seeing people go against him and that being successful. And when like the blast happens, that's when his most like he changes into like his most brutal state, and like he's way more violent and like willing to go
Solinga baby!
Yeah.
And all that, And after that, I guess we have Kamal Haasan.
Yeah, his arc, as we said already, it sort of happens before. But I really like the choice of like in the entire first half, like, you know, like from the beginning they were always like, oh, once upon a time there was a ghost, all that. And like they actually full on committed to that idea in the first half, where I really like that shot the first time like Fahad sees Kamal in that like his vision or something. That was like so cool. Like it was like, oh, Fahad and Kamal in the same shot, but also like it just feels so much there's so much gravity to that situation. I don't know why. The way he's throughout the investigation, you find little details, and some of them are contradictory. It's like you find like, oh, like he sleepwalks into his son's like wife's thing, and he's like looking like all creepy and all. Like, what is he? It's weird. And then like he's like he's always drinking, he doesn't care about the children, blah blah blah, and it's all.
I love the gym interaction where the gym owner goes to the brothel for investigation, he says, and he's like, "Nanu investigate pannu."
Like I like the gym fight also. That was also fun with the song. with the waist song.
The fucking like boom, boom.
Again,
very fun.
In that fight also, they always use the fucking environment.
Yeah, which is like a very common trope in good fight scenes, and Loki has great fight scenes. So everything is always getting toned to shit in any fight scene. It's never like, oh, I punch you here, then I punch you here, then I punch you here, then it's like I will grab fork, I jam it here, then you push me, and then the curtain falls down. But then like I pick up the table, I smash, and it's very fun.
In a lot of movies, even indoor fight, they're always like that one area where there is no furniture, they fight there. Like the impacts also land correctly.
Yeah, here it's like fucking anything I get, I will throw at you. Which adds a very nice...
It makes it feel very visceral.
It makes it feel very visceral, and it also really hooks you in, because if you feel that urgency of them using whatever they have, right, it definitely feels way more exciting than like...
Yeah, and it also feels way more improvisational too, like
which makes it exciting automatically.
Like otherwise it feels like very well coordinated. Whoa. But it's
not to say that the fights here aren't well coordinated, but they hide them really, really well.
Yeah, like that is the point of a fight, right? Like
good fight. Very, very good. Yeah. After that, there's the whole like brothel scene with Anirudh moaning BGM.
The only reason you brought it up to say this.
Bro, I cannot forget it. I think I sent you a picture of the thumbnail. I haven't, I think. Wait, you continue. I'll find it.
With Kamal's character, you keep getting contradicting evidence, and you're like, you don't even know who to side with correctly, and that also adds to the you should ghost. And I think in the second, like once the interval big reveal happens, that's when his proper, like from there you see him, and that interval scene was beautiful. It's fantastic.
Oh like, my god.
Unlike KGF 2, every scene is fight track, constantly running, no effect, nothing. Like there is like some romance thing happening here, big fight happening. It's all together. Why? Style, man. It's I'm cool editor like that.
Yeah, but here it's like so smooth. It transitions so smoothly where it moves into it. Starts out with Fahd. I think it starts out with like Fahd Fawcett saying, "I wonder what those politicians were talking about." It cuts to them on a beach. And they were like, I need this protection. Vijay Sethupathi there. And he goes like, come, let's go for your wedding.
Yeah,
and they go for the wedding.
Goes to the wedding.
Yeah, because it's a beach wedding. Yeah. They go there. And when they go there, the best cameo in this whole movie happens. The village cooking channel.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I didn't know it was a YouTube channel.
I didn't either.
And my mom told me.
I didn't either, but while I was watching it, right, on the big screen, this guy comes in and he goes like, mutton biryani, soda. I was like, okay, Loki. Okay. Little on the nose. But then there's that like wide shot where they show the person filming them, right? And then I found out like, okay, YouTube channel. Cool. And I love that like, it's gotten to a point where it used to be like, oh, they eat good biryani. They hit people with biryani bucket and all that. And there was biryani eaten. Now it's like, I will show you how to make it on film. While like this thriller stuff is going on. No. First.
Biryani. And it also adds to the sense that he's like, you're cooking up to that like main climax, which is
cooking up. Very nice.
Yeah. Like,
but yeah. It adds to that, like, it's another event happening, right? Amongst the tracks. Because there's like, Fahd Fawcett, he's breaking into the wedding. Oh, and then there's Vijay Sethupathi, is like, where are the black mask guys? I need to provide protection. And then on top of that, now we will make biryani. Guys.
Best biryani. Best. And, and then when the, like, black dudes, like the black mask people show
up. I love the way the black mask guys show up too. Holy fuck. So that smooth. Entire build up with the house music to that like Emilio Pablo Escobar and something.
Them hiding
the weapons. It's like Pota.
Like, you really feel that like the tension.
Something's happening. And then how like that house, the minute the like Indian instruments kick in, you see like a smoke grenade come through the corner of the camera, and the black mask guys are there, and they're just walking alongside the dance procession. They're dropping smoke grenades. Like, oh, what the fuck? pa pa pa. And while all this shit's going on, right, they're still making that biryani.
Biryani. The biryani's climax is not yet done. No,
Yeah,
I think
and you're like, what if
they're
it
done with
tastes
the
good?
biryani. I think they tasted it. They're like,
No, that happens when like they get to the they get to the bride and then they show the people eating it like super
Then-
biryani.
yeah,
Everyone's
and then
arc
they-
is over.
Yeah.
They show everyone. The
So
biryani
good.
had an arc, guys.
And the one thing about all these sequences, it's so just like smooth. It feels so like it's no like it's like so good.
Very eloquent. It's not like it's like
I don't know how to explain, but
yeah,
it just
it's not
feels
like
right.
yeah, it's
just
not like
flows
the
right.
best comparison that people know in recent memory is fucking KGF, which was just a bunch of montages of like bunch of things happening at once and then they show it, right?
There,
But here, like
you can feel the things like they're trying to make something out of it. But here it's all like actually flowing. Like a biryani gets like flown into the thing so well.
it had to. Okay, you cannot. I know for a fact that you can bring this down from 2 hours 50 to 2 hours 48, but you cannot cut the biryani out. It has to be there. And you have to show the guy tasting it, saying that it's fucking delicious. Essential.
Yeah.
That shot of the biryani with the smoke, oh my god. Oh, I cry. It looks so good. Oh my fuck. Ugh.
You didn't care about like Andrea's girlfriend looking hot or anything. The biryani looking hot. No, sorry, Fahad's girlfriend.
Who gives a shit? It's the biryani.
And leaving
And-
from all the biryani.
Basically, after that, the interval scene starts proper. Like, it kicks off. The inciting incident
Like-
is off. The Black Mask has, like, the daughter held hostage and he wants Rudra Pratap to come in. And I love how, like, he takes the gun and he shoots, right? He shoots them.
He puts the
Puts the
fucking
fucking, like, hot silencer there.
and then like he captures the guy, takes him off the bike, and then like you see like Fahad also run and like
He gets the guy on the bike and he goes like he runs into the wedding, guys. And I love that FPS shot of the bike where people are fucking falling out
like,
of the way.
hey, go away, go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
And like
very,
he
very
starts
fun.
like that. Even I like that shot where it's like the lights are going off like.
Yeah. So slick. And then Fahad Fast is like, give me the bike camera, bike key. He gets out of the bike, he's riding. And now the music has gone from house mixed with like Indian instruments to straight up like orchestra, like building up. They're now going after the mask guy. Everyone's like collided now.
Yeah.
Everyone's going after him.
Like Vijay Sethupathi is out here fighting the like remaining mask people. Like the fight is so good, and like there also he falls and then he has to move like and like
While this chase is happening, it's intercut with Fahad Fasil's girlfriend who
that's another
is
layer.
feeding.
Fuck,
Yeah, who's feeding like the water boy they captured from the event prior, right? And the way he goes, like, I saw this guy yesterday, you're already like, it's him. And then she straight up tells him, like, he saw him alive too, like yesterday at the theater. And, it is. And then the music is swelling, like, and that tarmac shot, I love it when they go to the tarmac and it's like the mask guy is standing there with the smoke.
Yeah.
There's police, a gang. And then
the fucking best fight of the movie with the cameras. Oh my god! We said this already in the review, but my god, that robotic camera with the fight, best. Fuck! It is so much effort. That fucking fight scene.
Yep.
I don't know how long it took them. Like it
to
happened
do
in
that,
the night.
yeah.
They had to coordinate the camera movements, they had to coordinate the fight along with the camera movements, they had to coordinate the ropes and all because it's like fight, they had to coordinate lighting, which is night,
The shot, the cinematography of
and
the...
there's like it's good 3 to 4 minute sequence, and this takes like each shot itself, he said it takes like for 30-40 minutes or something, so that means
More than, he said like an hour or two to program.
Yeah,
and
so
that's the camera being programmed.
Yeah.
You need to like
learn
choreograph
accordingly.
Yeah.
And how many retakes. It's like all that in the night shoot is
Yeah, credit to
The entire crew.
yeah, everybody.
Entire crew, basically. It's like
Yeah.
everyone. Holy
Yeah.
shit. And that fight was so satisfying. It is so good.
Like Anbar, if they actually like, holy fuck. I thought like, whoa, Kaidi was insane. That is taking it to the next level, basically, right? This one movie, the variety of fights that happen and how well they're done, it's like, oh my god. I can't imagine what a nightmare it was. And on top of that, while the fight's happening and the fight gets over, it cuts to that sick like handheld of like him just like cutting his throat, right? And Fahad is like, hey!
Even when this robotic fight is happening, you also see Vijay Sethupath's fight also.
Oh yeah, that's when the Vijay Sethupathi fight starts. When like
that
Vijay
is
Sethupathi
also,
goes,
I thought, like a very neat choice because like this robotic thing might be too jarring for too long too. It's like it's too many movements and all that. So they cut that with like a more steady, more like traditionally shot
standard fight, yeah.
Yeah, this also is something he did in Master also, where like he shot like the main Vijay fight and like Vijay Sethupathi fight together, and then like Vijay Sethupathi fights like the villain's fight is done, and then the main fight like sort of starts. Very nice.
I especially love that choice here because while you're watching it, I mean, I'm sure like this effect may not land, but while you're watching it, cutting it with the traditional fight and then showing the arm fight with the music, it gives you the impression that instead of like, oh my god guys, look at what we did, whoa, it gives you the impression that this is what was required and here's the rest of the story, keep moving along, the movie is going, which is...
Yeah, it removes the show-offiness of it, yeah.
Yeah, even though it is fucking show-offy and I love it, like, so cool.
And then father like, fuck it, you open your mouth.
I love that, he goes like, you show it, I'll expose you all.
Yeah.
I love how when he gets there, I was expecting to say like, so you're alive all along. He doesn't even say that. I don't care who you are, you fucking Karnan or you liar. If who I think is something tells him I'll expose you and all that. And when he takes off the...
Like, and he takes her phone and he's like, yeah, you seeing it? Okay. And like...
then he does that like
the way and the way the music was like starts building as soon as he starts doing the thing, the same like the teaser music like it's so cool. Oh my god. And when he says Ormuklama,
so cool. And then father also goes like, he realizes who this man is. He was like, oh, pilot badge. Then he goes like, once upon a time there was a ghost, and he just takes off on his bike, and there's that wide where he just rides off, and it's like
so good. And from there it becomes like a full-on action movie.
It becomes like a full brawl between like these three, and the way the three characters influence each other's stories is so well done. Where it starts it quite organically with Fahad Fasil going like, I'm quitting the force. I know you killed him. I know all that. I'm leaving. Goodbye. And he gets this like fucking... I love how the police goes like, 30 kilos of like RDX gelatin is like missing or something. And then you find out like, oh fuck, he rigged like Vijay Sethupath's like drug lab to blow, right?
And in the beginning there's like a setup for that also, where like the new guy or something is like,
he
says
investigates.
Like the area, he says like it's like some 25 feet or 25,000 feet area or something, and he's like, oh, then we'll need 30-35, and he's like, what 30-35? And they just laugh and they laugh
at it. Yeah, they go like 30-35 like chalk or something, and they all laugh. They start laughing.
Yeah, they're like 30-35. He's asked like 30-35 like people like ha 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 ha, and then like cut to it, and that is the setup for this big explosions.
See, nice. It's very well written. It's very, very well written.
And
then the aforementioned like explosion happens, and he gets like fucking pissed. And
then he asks like the police guy gives him the information that hey, he has a girlfriend, you shouldn't maybe do a little...
I love how he goes like girlfriend, and then he goes like bonus. Then he shows like the grandson, I guess. And then after that, Vijay Sethupathi, decapitation scene of
fun mass decapitation scene.
Yeah, very, very funny. And this is when the worst part of the movie happens. The revenge story, Nenachingla. We're speaking about ideology.
Yeah. And
Come
also
on, guys.
we forgot about the Kylie reference. In one of the fights, like in the first half, like Fahad Fasil actually catches one of the masked men, and that it's revealed that he's
yes,
police from
Kaidi,
and he tells him
he did like the 900 kg like drug bust, and because of that they killed his wife and daughter in front of him and let the bodies rot and all that.
And that also having like an like echo in the second half where like it happens to Fahad, and I wish they didn't use that voice over there.
Yeah. If they did, because you already see it when he's in that like computer office and he starts breathing heavy. You're like,
in that shot, he can't stand properly. You already saw that, and
while the decapitation thing is happening and Fahad is like on his vengeance quest. We're warriors of tomorrow.
This is no
ideology.
Story, okay?
That accent that kicks in, holy shit. Warriors of tomorrow. Come on, guys. It's like, oh my god.
I do not like that monologue at all.
I don't understand how that's in this movie. For a movie that's like so well paced with and such efficient, quick, efficient dialogue. Why is that speech there at all? In fact, the speech actually harms the way because not only does it slow the pace down, but while the speech is happening, Agent Tina is wreaking havoc. Yeah. And all he's doing is like, no change in the plan, I will come. Yeah. But sir, what if something else happens? And it cuts like Agent Tina like, and then he's like, you know what people say during these occasions? It's like,
it's very oddly just slow it down more for some reason.
Yeah. It's like, hey, am I right, fellas? Am I right? And meanwhile, Tina is like, sir, you need to get your patong. She's getting like cut here, etc. He's like, I will be there.
So speaking of that, Tina, that was one of the best big
best surprises. Holy shit. I'm so glad that shit didn't get spoiled. When that surprise hits you, like that entire sequence, it's like, oh, people are breaking in, and she's like, oh, I'm calling the police.
You see her as the housemaid basically, and you're like, oh, what is she?
I love the setup is so subtle too. Like when she catches the mug and she just goes like, he has a hearing condition. Like, okay, she really loves the child. It makes sense. Because in the next scene, she also cries like, he might have done anything, but he was a good man. Then here she wakes up when she hears it. You're like, oh, consistent, makes sense, everything checks out. But then when she grabs the phone and decks the guy, you're like, oh.
And then she says like, Agent Tina.
You're like, oh.
So good.
So cool.
The fight was so good. It was so
brutal and fucking everything is crashing.
And I like that when you're doing a fight with a woman, you still try to be more respectful, but here they were her pallu was fucking here, couldn't give a shit. She was grabbing on it. Was
it's an actual fight and she wrecks them. She's fucking cut. And I love that introductory shot where she ties her hair up and she's like, Agent Tina, you're like, oh.
That was the first title card you see, the cat card you see. It's so cool.
Oh, so cool.
And even there, when she's sort of fallen down, the way she gets that very bloody folks is oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's broken. You see the fucking skin
and flesh bits stuck on it. But then she gets up and she gets a throat cut. Yeah. And that's when Fahad Fasil goes in and he sees his wife with her head cut. The nuances of Loki's storytelling are truly a marvel to behold.
Both head cut together.
Let's have more biryani, guys. We're done for the day. Oh yeah, that was fantastic. Holy shit. I think one thing he's improved at so much is tonal control. This movie has these escalations and jumps in tone and pacing, and it flows so well. This is a particular highlight where it's cool fight, big music, and then as it calms down, the story goes along with it.
Yeah, and she actually dies. That is another thing where everyone, after they get their big title cut moment, they die.
Yeah. And I think, the first time I saw it, I was like, he could have, put the title card a little earlier or something, right? Not just before they died. But then I realized it may have just been for that like thing in the finale where Kamal's like fucking with that like big fuck gun, and then Mr. Tweezer's guy comes in. You think like, oh no, his title card comes, he's gonna die. Then he doesn't.
And I think it also might be in not just that reveal of he doesn't die there. I think it can in general be like all the 4 officers who are from that old batch. Like 3 of them die, and because in the end like you are sort of not sure if Vikram survives or whatever. So I think that adds to that also maybe.
All 3 of their deaths establish sort of like an uncertainty for Vikram, which was not established I guess, but yeah, it establishes an uncertainty for Vikram's like fate.
It also like grounds the movie more, because once you see like such a over the top like hype scene, you're like, who cares? Like it's more fun to like. But they all die. Like this like drunk guy, you see him drinking, you see the title, and you're like, it's so cool. He's shooting, and the guy dies very immediately. You're like, oh fuck.
In fact, he dies right next door to them.
Yeah. Not nice.
Yeah, he dies right next to, and he doesn't just die like normally too. Mr. Tweezer like, cuts him and then. But I love how the Tweezer's character also gets a moment where before he's like, I think before or after he kills him, he looks at the hallway and it's just dead bodies of his friends that Kamal very stylishly shot and killed. And yeah, after that, baby dies. That was definitely the most ridiculous thing, I guess, besides the ideology speech, which is saying so much. Holy shit. But baby dies. Yeah, honestly, the ideology thing is the worst part more than this.
I think before that, like when Argentina, like that thing happens, like Kamal again comes back for like a fight with the people to get the baby. Yeah. And once, and that fight is fun. And like then once he gets the baby, he realizes, he didn't get the milk, and he has to go back to get the milk, and he goes with like the guns, full guns.
And then I love how when he gets out of the car, Vikram. He just gets the guns, and that like Porkanda Singham song is remixed. So before it was like, the Singham lost, but now it's like the Singham is winning the lyrics, and he goes on like, it's so cool, like.
And that one detail where like after making the milk he tastes, it is so nice. It's just like so cute.
More than that, one thing I want to mention, very, very, you know what gets the most respect in this movie? The fucking guns.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Variety gun pornography.
Yeah.
The guns, very, very well respected. Especially like the revolver, like I love how when he shoots this guy through the lamp, there's slow motion, and then immediately the light goes off because the lamp died. Then he takes the baby and he's going with the baby.
I think his baby thing is also, even though there are only few scenes, the way they establish it in the first half was nice with the Porkanda Singham song. And in that one moment, like his son died and like everyone's crying. And like in that one moment, he's like the baby is crying because he has a sound problem and all that, and he just like stops them, like asks them to get out. In that one moment, you establish the fact that he knows that it is sad that his son died, but now he can't just like he
can't like hurt the baby for it. Yeah,
his objective is to be with the grandson, and it's so nice. And like there is that one moment you're like, wow, Kamal, very good actor, Very cool.
Very good at holy shit, he's crying. Oh my god.
Like it feels so sad. Like it's like
when he does this especially, and he just tells them, it's like and then when he tests the milk, like the shivers, and he was so good. Holy shit.
That is the one thing, and then in the second half you have the milk making again. It's all nice. Very.
And more than the milk making thing, like when he's like sees the headphones are shattered because of Vijay Sethupath's guys throwing explosions, the boy is not breathing, like that panic and like that look, and how like he just goes like, we are no strangers to death, and he's like really sad. Great. And I love how after this he opens the door, he tells like Lawrence, like, take it, don't leave. And he goes like, it's so funny, like it's a container. everyone can see him. It's one guy, and he was like, "Ugh, be there." He loads up a cannon, he starts blasting them that shit with it. So good. I love how the cannonball's edited too. It's a very slick like shot of the lighter flicking, and then it's a very good slow motion shot of the cannon going. It looked so fucking cool. And then fucking Lawrence, hack, scam player, team killer, team wiper.
that was
out.
so stupid. Like the fact that he, with the baby, goes in as the shit is happening. That was so
Even
dumb.
Kamal Hassan was like, "No, Lawrence, stop!" He goes, he gets shot, and he's like, "I will keep the
And
baby
then he
safe."
puts like the shield, and like no one shoots the legs. Then even though he's like a stationary target at that point.
Like this is 70-year-old man
With a
walking with a baby
who has a sound problem. It's like that fucking scene, if they removed it or made some other reason, I would have been very much happy.
Yeah, that's the problem this movie has. There's a lot of like little like logical flaws in it. Where you go like, why did that happen?
Yeah.
Why? Come on. But it didn't really bother me too much. Even though like the second time I was watching it, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be dumb. I was still like, fine, it's okay.
Like
I'm getting
this shield thing makes the fight also drag more than it needs to. Like by that time that like big like yeah, like I already saw you shoot thoda. Like I'm like, yeah, whatever. Now you just shoot it at a time, I guess.
For me, I was like, oh, that's fine. I think like the second time I saw it, I saw how he really like stitched like, oh, Fahad Fasil and the gang are coming. It goes like 8 minutes. Then he goes like literally 3 minutes. Blah blah blah. And then I love how they come in. They come in like behind the bad guys, and they just sort of like join in like wink. Hi. And then they're loading everybody in. The waiter guy gets shot. He's dying. Oh no. Everyone's getting shot now, but not before. And then I fucking love that. Like when I saw it in the trailer, I thought it looked sick. But when Fahad Fasil turns around and you see like Kamal pulling that huge fucking gun, like
That's so good.
worth everything. Like I don't care the logical flaws now. I was like, this is so cool. This one
like,
guy like
fucking like those like 80s, 90s action.
like the creases and everything. He's shivering. He's like, and then when he pulls it, the latch swings to automatic.
And that's when the eagle song starts playing.
Yeah, and then you get it. It says like fucking
Agent
Vikram.
So cool. So
Fucking screaming and clapping.
yeah, the lyrics also make sense. They're like, I forgot what's the lyrics exactly. Like the eagle is coming, better start running, and they start running back.
Yeah.
Genius. God, the lyrics, genius.
Done for the day. Biryani break. Let's go. But yeah, it's so cool. I need to go again.
And watch
it again.
It doesn't feel enough. I want to watch it double. My God.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
Yeah.
God damn. I need to go watch it again. It's so cool. And then the big fight between Vijay Sethupathi and Kamal. This is the only time I was like, oh, the camera thing is not as smooth as it was
Because
there.
age. Kamal Hassan's age did not be so smooth.
Yeah. But it's still like fine.
Is like one of the master strokes according to me. Putting like Kamal Hassan behind a mask so that he can just have stuntman all the time. Hey, let's go. So good.
But yeah, it was still like a fine fight. It was like okay, but it was not as good as the intro one. And while this is going on, we see Fahad Fasil reviving the dead.
Oh my God, you gave birth to a child.
Yeah. And after the fight's over, he tells the lines from the trailer like, "Man, tapike paako." This time it's delivered with such a somber tone of like, I lost my son, and now I'll fucking make you pay. And I love how he says code red. He didn't say code red, he says code red.
Code red.
Red. I don't know where that accent kicked in from. For most of the movie, he talks so normally. Code red.
Red. Code red.
Red. Yeah.
That one shot of them three together was also cool.
Even though it makes no sense.
Even that makes no sense.
Fahad Fasil walked in with the baby to see the two men fighting, and then he walked out with the baby very respectfully.
Fasil did not participate in old man getting beaten up brutally. Fahad Fasil did not mind getting the baby inside a bomb blast area
with Zebronics headphones or some shit, right? Like, and it wasn't even put on properly. It was like this. I know, like in both the shots, it was like this. In one shot, it was like this, and another shot, it was like this or something. And then when he's taking the baby on his back, it's put properly.
But we got a shot of them 4 together. So in the future, in the LCU, they will cut back to it and be like, "Hey, remember when I saw you then? Now you'll get fucked."
God forbid that ever happens.
It's for me, it's just cool that they're all in a frame together.
Yeah, for me, like a lot of the flaws that are there with this movie are genuine flaws, like the logical flaws are actual flaws, because the movie establishes a very like gritty sense of tone of realism. So these flaws are genuine like mistakes. But personally, the enjoyment that the movie gives me, it just kind of trumps the flaws for me. I can like overlook it. I mean, of course I'll mention it.
Yeah.
But what it achieves is so much more that I can't like denigrate it in the face of the flaws, you know. It's like pretty great. And I love that like after the whole explosions and stuff happens, there's that shot of like the grandson and her mother in the airport, and she's just kind of rocking, and it's a very nice like, you know, there's all this chaos, how are you going to end it? And on this quiet we end it. And then after that you see in the epilogue like where all the characters are. Here also it's very cleverly edited, where it's introducing Rolex and all these characters from Qaidi and Vikram. They're the ones saying where the other characters are. And through their explanation, we see like, oh, he may be in the US, we don't know.
And that one shot of the kid seeing him, it's very cute. Like there also Kamal has very emotional, like, my son. Yeah, and then there's the big Surya
Rolex.
cameo reveal.
Where the fuck is the watch? Rolex.
Hey, Moss.
Not a Rolex.
Not a Rolex. Yeah, his cameo was great. I wish it was not revealed. I wish
even more it wasn't revealed now. Yeah. If it was just like he steps in or something, cool. Wow,
yeah, which is what I thought it will be like. I didn't
think it would be so cool. Yeah, it's
like,
so cool.
The Rolex
with the best BGM.
Again, beheading, pushing. And
then, like, I love how the camera pushes in and he just turns and looks at them.
And that, like, reveals from the middle, like...
Yeah.
So cool.
And Anirudh is going, like, nuts in the studio, like...
It's such a... Like, his entire thing was so... Like, the fact that he could intimidate so many people, like, single-handedly, so many people.
And it's so cool how he intimidates, like, Arjun Das's character from Qaidi too. He takes, like, the butcher knife, like...
Yeah.
What did you call me? Sir! He does the like Singham thing. Like, now it's sir! Huh? Alright.
And then you see like, oh, there's someone in the crowd. Who is he? He looks like a familiar. Oh my god, it was Vikram. He's ghost again. He's here. Vikram. Lokesh.
Yeah.
It was so good. I liked it.
Yeah. I loved it. Yep. Very, 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 very fun.
Fun movie. As you said, like the logical problems, they're there, but what can we do? Not everything in life is perfect.
Address them, point at them, show that the movie is flawed. Yes, we could do that, but we are not capable of that because more than critics, we're fanboys. Low hey boy.
And like
to be more rational and give the argument weight.
There are flaws, but it's just that those flaws don't affect us that much. That's all. Also, it's not like so many flaws. Like I cannot even.
It's not like the logical flaws aren't deal breakers. They are like flaws in the script for sure, but they don't kill the movie.
The logical flaws and even the like small like the big monologue with Kamal, those parts are bad. They don't like outright like kill them.
Yeah, Fahad Fawcett showed up with the baby and now nothing makes sense. No, even if he didn't show up with the baby, Vikram would have probably beaten him and it would have blown up, and that's the end of it. So, yeah, the logical flaws are there, but they don't really kill the story that much. At least, like in our opinion. So,
Yeah.
it's a fun movie. What do you want?
Yeah.
You want to go? You want to watch? Samraj, Akshay Kumar, something.
Prithviraj or some shit.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that shit is, or you want to watch a good movie, man.
Yeah, it's a really, really good movie. Lokesh delivered. LCU better than MCU all the
By a mile. It has like 2 movies in it.
It actually did so much world building in this one movie.
In 2 movies, bro.
It did so much world building, yeah, for sure.
And it's single-handedly better than anything the MCU has done, I feel. I honestly can't even be bothered with that universe now.
Who do you want to see in LCU? I know we already talked about it, but we'll pretend like it's a new thing.
Oh, damn. I have a completely fresh answer that I thought of immediately when you asked me that question that you asked me for. I want to see Prithviraj Sukumar in the LCU. He would fit the universe pretty well, I suspect.
Yeah, it's not like he makes any less number of movies. He'll add it to the 250th movie.
Bye. 20 movies a year. What is 21?
Yeah.
Actually, what is 21?
Yeah, I think he will be cool. NTR will be cool. From Bollywood, maybe.
Nobody. Don't you dare.
I think Manoj Bajpayee.
I don't even know
Manoj
who
Bajpayee might be cool. That'll be cool.
More than Manoj Bajpayee, Nawazuddin Siddiqui.
Yeah,
like,
Nawazuddin.
He already did Peta. He already did Peta too.
Yeah, Manoj Bajpayee, it's more like family man-ish thing he can do.
Yeah.
And
True,
like
true.
Nawazuddin villain, cool.
It's a fun movie. It's a great action movie. Like it definitely takes the bar that Kaidi had for action and then lifts it by quite a lot. Holy shit. Indian action has never been better, and yeah, holy shit.
We got some really good action movies this year. RRR, this. Yeah. And I think the universe part, I hope they diversify it and make it a little more, not just one guy.
Yeah, the focus of it shouldn't be. Yeah. It shouldn't be like a stepladder, and the focus of it shouldn't be just fleshing out a universe. It should be fleshing out a story that requires this universe.
Yeah, and that'll be cool.
That's all, guys. We love it. We'll go watch it again. I give it a 9. I give it a 9 out of 10.
And I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And
Pretty
thanks for watching this big spoiler review. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be making more reviews, more videos, and more anything. Yeah, that's all. Vikram.
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 Vikram!